and I think that we can only grow from here. And with this being our first, I guess, online live feed here, we're just going to we're winging it right now. So, and this is all going to be on the podcast.
I'm with it.
So the man, Lord Mountdrago, I wish Jerry Pizzini was here. He would love to be a part of this right now.
Yeah,
I wish you were there, Pizzo.
Definitely, man. Jerry's the man. He would have
Jerry
been going crazy.
You know what Jerry doing? Jerry up there smoking that weed. You already know he's worried about this interview, man.
I support it 150%. But yeah, Jerry.
For you, Drago, how long you been doing beats?
I started making beats my sophomore year of high school, so that was around 2012, I want to say. So it's been about 4 years.
Nice.
In the making. Yeah. Just started, I used to use GarageBand a lot, like when I first, because I've always knew about sampling and stuff like that, like just due to, studying, just listening at first and being a listener, sitting behind the wheel and studying the artists like Kanye, Madlib, Doom, Dilla, and even my first taste of sampling ever was actually Daft Punk. Hearing that album Discovery, just that electronic dance.
They're some of the best, man. Some of my favorite electronic producers.
It was so crazy to me just hearing how they chopped up the sample for one more time, and I was just like, "What is this?" And then it just led me to other things, and on this journey as to where I'm at now. So,
nice.
Of course, sooner or later, I had to download that IMPC, and I got better. I just tried my hand at sampling, and here we are.
And how old are you, my man?
I'm 19. Just turned 19 in March.
Just turned 19. All you guys should just slap yourselves right now. My man is 19. Been doing it for some time, like myself. I started from the actual MPC and a ASRX right out of, or actually junior year of high school. So I was 16, 17 when I started making beats, but I had to learn all that basically on my own. My dude that I have on the show, on the last couple shows, who I helped get into iTunes, he goes by Jetlag Black. In high school, he came home with this 2000 XL MPC, drops it off, and says, "Figure it out," and leaves with some chick. And so that was my intro of figuring out how to make beats. But I think the app has helped a lot of us branch out. I can honestly say if it wasn't for Retronym's platform with the app, I probably would not have pushed everything that we're doing this far, because it gave all of us followers. It gave us something to work towards. And I remember the first time hearing one of your tracks, and I didn't even know, I seen the name, and I kind of laughed until I heard the track, and I was like, oh, this dude's actually kind of dope. So let's kind of run there with the name. Where does this Lord Mountdrago come from?
Okay, so this was, when I first started making beats, I never really had a name. I kind of just used my email name, and it was super villain. When you look at the link to my SoundCloud, it's super_villain.
Yeah.
010. I was running with that for a while, and then one day it was junior year, and we're taking this SAT prep class, and they give us all these this big yellow book. It was so trash, it was such a boring class. And the first story, sure enough, that we read was a story called Lord Mountdrago. And it was about this guy. He was a prince. He was schizophrenic and whatnot. And it was these interviewers going to visit him. I actually don't know what the story's about, to be honest. We didn't pay attention in that class.
Yeah.
But I just always the name was just always funny to me. So I changed it. I changed Lord Mountdrago. I changed that into my Twitter name as a joke. And people just found it funny. People who knew about it, they're like, "Yo, you're an idiot." And people just kind of just caught on. And then one day I was just looking at the name, and I just said it to myself. I was like, you know what? This is kind of cool. I haven't nobody else really has the name. I searched it up, and it's just the actual story itself came up. So I was like, you know what? You might just run with it. It's unique, and You know, that's pretty much the origin of it. It was really started off as a joke, but now it sticks.
And now you have to stick with it because now you've got publication going on. Because for everybody listening, what we do now, beats and the podcast, these artists that I'm hosting and interviewing, these are all into iTunes now. And you can also subscribe through whatever Android app you're using. It should be Google Play soon as well. And by taking that step to finally make it into the iTunes store, really helps market everybody. And, putting together a beat team just from an app in the beginning was such a tough deal.
Listen to how much I stutter. It's funny, right?
It's crazy to watch the progress come out this far, and we got people like I don't even know, because we talk
choking
the WhatsApp, and I just see this dude JoeAndre on there, and he's in there in our chat. I'm like, I don't know where this guy came from. I don't know who brought him in. But he's somehow incorporated into what we do now. And Joe, I would let everybody know a little bit about what got you into music and like what you're trying to do with it as far as rapping, producing, anything.
Well, I suck at producing. I'm just say that right now off the bat. But when it comes to rapping, I would say, what really got me into rapping was, I like to write poetry, man, So I always write poetry. I always have these thoughts, and I've been writing poetry for like all my life, I mean, for as long as I remember, I've been writing poetry since, teenage years and stuff. So I guess it's one of those weird things. It's like, man, you know what? I'm so creative, and I just kind of found myself at a standstill one day. I was like, man, I'm so creative, man. It's like I can come up with anything, man. Like when it deals with like music or if it deals like with movies, man, I can act pretty good. And I'm like, when it comes to music, I have my little, patches right now. But, when it comes to music, man, it's just when I start, spitting, man, it's cool. And I like to get animated with it and stuff, so.
Yeah, it's all about that creativity. Kind of like what I have on the show for this show is I have the track that you did with Surname.
Oh yeah,
Mind of a Virgo, and I really like the
very
way,
fire. Man,
I love that track, man.
That track, man. I was really surprised on how you wrote your cadence. Your cadence
choking.
I was really surprised by it. Especially after you told me how long you've been rapping, I was like, really?
Yeah.
It's like, and you got a harmony to it, okay? Before you actually start spitting, and that track is so cool. That's why I was, I guess, fortunate enough, and I thank you for allowing me to add a little master to it. Beef it up a little bit for you.
Mm-hmm.
And that track is cool.
Remember, if you want your interviews,
have the show up,
your songs,
be up,
anything played, BGB Radio 801 at POBox.com. And record these raw, uncut,
out there. What's the
no editing? This is all one shot. Remember,
for you, like
if you are a subscriber and been listening from the first few shows, yes, I'm talking over the interview over myself. Because I can do that.
What's crazy, man, is that we listen to a lot of bounce music down there. So bounce music is, a lot of dance music. Of course we have jazz, and I cling more to jazz and, like real like drums, guitars and stuff. So I cling more to that. I love that more. But it's straight gangster music down there, man. Like when it comes to not for real, man. When it comes to like rap music, man, it's gangster music, and they have gangster music, bounce music is dance music, and jazz, that's just like, like jazz and Zydeco and stuff, man. That's what I'm more into. I'm into, more jazz and Zydeco, like, and this is exactly why I did that track with Surname, because I'm like, this fits my style. more instead of actually, you know, I'm not more of a like a gangster rap type, like the beat, you know.
Yeah.
So yeah,
and that's how I feel too. Like I've been put in a new category recently, and I was kind of frustrated by it at first, and now I understand. But my stuff is a lot more R&B-ish, jazzy. Like it's not so hard in your.
Yes, and Mr. Watson calls me the R&B or the chill king.
Connection.
Yeah. We had a little bit of issue there, but I'm going to go ahead and cut the interview short because you are now listening to BGB Radio. DDK on the tag there. We're going to go back to the beginning days when we were putting together the team. This is my man. You guys might have seen him in the IMPC community by Optimus. This is my man, So Tight With It. I know you've seen his Facebooks, everything. And he likes to make that classic hip-hop sound that we all grew up from. And I love this track. It's called You Can't Stop the Rain.
If you need me,
So Tight With It.
call me.
What up?
No matter where you are, no matter how far, just call my name. I'll be there in a hurry. On that you can depend and never worry.
My man been there since day one. Besides Space Tunes, he was like the second person I got in touch with and said, let's start a team. BGB and ISMG Radio, subscribe in iTunes. Let's go. Remember, rate and review the podcast so it can move up in the store. We don't get paid for this by any means. To submit with Apple, you have to do it free. We just need people following, liking, rating, so the show moves forward. Please help support. And I am your host, StudeeO B, which next up we're going to move to StudeeO B Productions. Yes, I am a producer too. Shout out to my man, So Tight With It, there from day one. We kind of got disconnected there for a minute. Lost some family members, both of us, and just reconnected and whatnot. And let's get to this StudeeO B production. This is called Extremist.